Welcome to the Bible Department PodClass from Whitefield Academy, a Christ-centered college preparatory school serving pre-K through 12th grade in Atlanta, Georgia. Join us for an inside look at the vibrant, engaging, and transformative biblical teaching shaping our students every single day, straight from the dynamic teachers who bring it to life. What does it mean to follow Jesus for the right reasons? In this episode, 6th grade Bible teacher Todd Baker walks us through a moment in the Gospel of John and the life-changing invitation that Jesus offers each of us every day. It's an offer that's simple, clear, and right there in front of us if we're willing to see it. So sit back, take a listen, and enjoy. Bible class is now in session.
Hey there, this is Todd Baker. I am the middle school Bible teacher in the 6th grade at Whitefield Academy. And what I want to do is just give you a snapshot of what we do in 6th grade Bible. We cover the Gospel of John, but we also cover this entire life that Jesus led and how he not only impacted his disciples, but how he has created this entire ministry for his disciples. And there's this process of learning, I think, for most students, what does the Gospel of John say, but how is Jesus active then, and how is he active now in my life? And I love this passage that is in John 6. It follows one of the most famous passages in the New Testament, which is the feeding of the 5,000. But Jesus takes a moment and he stops and he helps people to start to realize that we need to follow him for the right reasons, because in our humanity, in our flesh, we all have ways that lead us away from God. And Jesus lovingly and really patiently reminds people who don't believe in him that he is there, he's available, and he's inviting them to come and to sit with him and to know him. And what's really cool is in our mission statement, we have this element that talks about the living and active Jesus. And that's really what I think students get in the 6th grade. They get this focus on who is Jesus? How is he active, not only in the disciples' lives, but in our life today? And so in this passage, we really get this sense that the disciples are a little bit on the outside of the conversation, and Jesus begins to answer questions from the crowd. So we're in John chapter 6. We're going to be looking at verses 25 through 29. The passage starts this way. When they found him on the other side of the lake, they asked him, "Rabbi, when did you get here?" And Jesus answered, "I tell you the truth, you are looking for me, not because you saw miraculous signs, but because you ate the loaves and had your fill." All right, I want to stop there for just a second because it's important to get the setting. We're at the Sea of Galilee. We're standing actually in Capernaum, and Jesus has made his way to the local synagogue there, and people are addressing him as rabbi because he is in the position of the teacher. He's leading his 12 disciples. He had just walked on water and had fed the 5,000. And so we're walking into this scene where people are questioning him about who he is and where he has been. And Jesus says, "Look, you're only following me because of the things that are physical that you saw me do. You're not really looking to me for spiritual life." And he gets to that in these next encouragements, and it's really a challenge. I think it's a challenge for us as the church, as Christians, as followers of Christ, that sometimes the physical aspects of life block out the spiritual aspects, the things that are most important, that we lose track of. And when we focus on the physical so much, we see our own limitations and we doubt. And Jesus says, verse 27, "Do not work for food that spoils, All right. He's talking about physical food. And if you reflect back, the manna that the Israelites gathered in the wilderness that God would provide, and they had to get it every day, it would spoil at the end of the day. And it was a reminder that physical things fade. This physical world will fade away, but Jesus will not. And the food that God provides for us will endure for eternity. Because he says that. He says, don't work for the food that spoils, but listen, for food that endures to eternal life, which the Son of Man will give you. On him, God the Father has placed his seal of approval. Now listen, this is what the people ask right away. Then they asked him, what must we do to do the works God requires? Now, there's a little bit that needs to be unpacked here. The people were looking, and when they asked this question, they were trying to figure out, how is it that I can earn my way into heaven? What can I do? Because we all have that feeling that whether it's sin or whether it's some sort of mistake that you've made or a path that you've gone down in your life, and you say, surely God would never have mercy on me. I must do something in order to earn that back. I think that's just in our human nature. And as I talk to students, that's really, when they start asking questions, we all struggle with it. Whether it's in the 6th grade, the 12th grade, we're out of college, we have a family, we're all dealing with the question of, what is it, this work that I can do to please God? Now, Jesus gives such a cornerstone answer here. If there's one verse that you can memorize, it is John 6:29. And Jesus answered them, the work of God is this, to believe in the one he has sent. So often we put again that burden of, what must I do? How can I satisfy God? And Jesus says, it's not about you trying harder, pushing further, stretching yourself beyond. It's just about believing in me. And when you believe in me, the physical limitations you see, the obstacles in your life, suddenly get smaller and hopefully disappear, so that you're able to see the spiritually important thing God is calling you to be a part of. Now, he's not even requiring you to do it all. The works that he will give you in your life, once you believe in him, are a day-by-day process where he says, look, these are the good works. Love me and love your neighbor as yourself. And let's walk in that path, and let's understand that first. And then you won't doubt. Or at least it'll be less. I can't promise that you won't have doubts in your life. And Jesus wasn't even promising that either. But he was saying the work is just to believe in me. And he goes on to say, because I am the bread of life, I am the bread who came down from heaven. And if anyone eats of this bread, that person will live forever with me. And so what he was equating here in 29, he was saying, believing is just about coming to him and having a meal. So often we get so busy with life, we forget to stop. We eat our Pop-Tarts on the way to school. And you know, everybody does it. You're not alone in that. And Jesus knows that, and he says, look, it's time for you to start coming to me and sitting down and believing that I can do this in your life. This has just been a snapshot of what we try to communicate in the Bible department in the 6th grade. And I'm just grateful to be a part of it, thankful that you are listening, and excited for what the Lord is doing in your life. And again, my name is Todd Baker. I'm a middle school Bible teacher here at Whitefield Academy in the 6th grade. And thanks so much for listening.